I've been so blue and lonesome too, ever since you went away. My poor heart yearns for you, both night and day. Since you're gone, the stars don't seem to shine. You are always on my mind. I'm so unhappy, for I want just you. But there'll come a time you'll miss me and you'll be blue. There'll come a time you'll want me, no one else will do. Sweet mama, your heart will long for my loving, and then you'll see that you were wrong. And I know you will sigh and maybe sometimes cry, but then I'll be long gone. Sweet mama, hurry home or I'll be gone. Hurry home or I'll be gone. You won my heart right from the start. I gave all my love to you. I never dreamed that you could be untrue. You have ways of loving all your own. That's what made me leave my happy home. But now you're gone and I'm left all alone. But there'll come a time you'll miss me and you'll be blue. There'll come a time you'll want me, no one else will do. Oh baby, your heart will long for my lovin', then you'll see that you were wrong. And I know you will sigh and maybe someday cry, but then I'll be long gone. Oh baby, then I'll be long gone. Hurry home or I'll be gone. Better hurry, baby. I'm out of here. This is a fun song by Jimmy Rogers. It's from 1932. This was a request by one of my followers, and I don't always take requests from my followers for a couple reasons. First off, if you send me a song request, I usually try to find one that's out there already. There are a lot of songs that are already on the internet, and I try to do a real big search and find someone else who may have done it. And if I'm able to do that, I do that because, after all, I only have so many hours in the day too. And although I like doing these arrangements, I like doing one that's not out there already. This one was not out there already, and I wasn't really familiar with the song. And when I heard it, I thought, yeah, that'll be good. Sometimes I get into a rut doing a certain kind of artist or a certain kind of style, and you kind of get just into a rut and you want to do something different. And this was a good one for me to do. It was a little different. And one tip I'll give you right in the beginning is that you can play along with Jimmy Rogers on YouTube with the videos that are out there, because he does it in the key of F, and that's what I did it in, was in F. And if you are a person who is newer to playing uke and you are starting to make your own arrangements, this might have stumped you right away because it starts out with an F, and then it's hard to hear what the next chord is going to be because of it. It's I've been so blue, and you can't. It's what do I do there? I've been so, because you know with an F it's a F, B flat, C7. So I've been so blue. No, that doesn't work either. So here's what I always try to do: is if you got a chord that's you're stumped on, try diminished. And in this case, that's what worked right away. So you got I've been so blue and lonesome too. And you heard me throw that accent note in there. And what that does is give you the melody note. I've been so blue. There's that note. So by playing the F and dropping your pinky on what would be the C chord right there, you can do that. Otherwise, you can just play the F right to the F diminished. I've been so blue and lonesome too. But by doing this F with that extra note there, and lonesome too, ever since you went away. And so the second half of the song, I did start playing it into upper positions, and I probably even had a bobble in there, but it didn't really bother me too much. Um, it's a fun song to play. And so with that second position, you get more rhythmic, maybe a little bit more melancholy sounding even. Um, what was I going to say about that? I guess that was the only other really change that I did in that song. Now, one reason thing that I did in there, and you heard it quite loudly probably, was my very weak attempt at yodeling. Jimmy Rogers is known as the yodeling brakeman because his dad wanted him to work on the railroad because it was a secure future for him. But Jimmy Rogers was a musician, and starting out at 13, he was trying to get out on the road making music with his friends. And his dad would pull him back, get him a railroad job. So he became known as the yodeling brakeman, so he actually could yodel. He puts that yodel in there. Now, there is another artist who covers this song, and you'll find it. Maybe you knew the song from this one, but Leon Redbone does it too. He does it in the key of B flat, I believe. So if you want to play along with Leon, you're going to have to transpose it into B flat. But listen to he does do it just a tad bit different in that second line there. At the end where Jimmy yodels, he yodels it a little bit different and with one line there instead of the two repeat. Let's see, what else might I talk about this. One thing that I found kind of touched home with me when I was looking up Jimmy Rogers' biography on Wikipedia. Jimmy Rogers died at the age of 35, and he actually died when he was doing some of his last recordings. In between takes, he would go lay down and rest on a cot because he was so weakened from tuberculosis. And that night, he went to his motel and died in his motel of something to do with how the tuberculosis had weakened his lungs. And why this struck home was my grandmother, my mother's mom, died of complications due to tuberculosis. I think the death certificate says pneumonia. But back then, treatment was sleeping in all the fresh air, and so her husband, my grandfather, had built a front porch, a fresh air front porch for her to sleep in. So it was cold and wintry, and she was sleeping out there all bundled up in quilts. And when Grandpa went out to do some chores in the morning, she was talkative and everything like that. When he came back from doing his chores, she had passed away. So it kind of hit home with a little bit that whole scourge of tuberculosis at the time, what that did to families, and knowing that my mom lost her mom at a very young age. Jimmy Rogers had a family. His kids lost their dad, and but Jimmy Rogers in the recording industry is a very important man. Was one of the first inductees into the Country Hall of Fame. Set a lot of records. Really, made a lot of records, but made a lot of money for Victor. Victor at the time, 10% of the money of their sales came from Jimmy Rogers. One artist was the sales there. So very interesting person. Check out his biography. Have fun with the song. It is a fun little song. Reminds me a lot of Tishomingo Blues because the lyrics are really rolling and lilting, and they kind of have that same feeling. And Jimmy Rogers was born in Mississippi, same place as where the Tishomingo Blues comes from. And I wonder if there's some kind of geographic take on how the music was written back then, same kind of time period, if they had that kind of phrasing and whatnot there. And it seems like I'm blathering on about a whole bunch of stuff, but I did find this project interesting and fun. If you have a project, don't hesitate to send me one. I may find someone else's arrangement for you to do, but I may take it on too and have fun with it and try to get it out there for you. And so just have fun with the song. And maybe you've been blue. Maybe you've been lonesome too.